أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear students, it's absolutely asphyxiating for a teacher to demonstrate in a blank room that perhaps we have earned a lot of wrath from Almighty Allah. And COVID-19, as you are well known, has opened Pandora's box for entire mankind. That's why we are with the slogan, stay home, stay safe. Yes, of course, you ought to stay at home, just quarantine yourselves. Let's break the chain then. I can say, and I will tell you, that the think tank is of the mind to compensate the loss that we do have. That's why we are supposed to make online classes, and I'm cocksure no one's perfect in the world, but I will try my best to pull the rabbit off. My dear students, my topic is on articles. Let me introduce article, and you might have gone across many a times with the same. And today, I have selected articles as the topic of mine. A bit confusing it is, but I'm cocksure and of the mind that while hammer the rock, definitely result will be there. Let me start then. An article is a word used before the noun in a sentence. And we have a, and the three articles. A and an, so-called indefinite articles, while as the, it's called definite article. A and an, again, A and an is called indefinite articles, while as the, it's called definite article. Why A and N as indefinite articles and why the as definite article? Let's have a look. Indefinite articles, जैसे कि आपको उर्दू में बोलता हूँ, हर्फ तमीम, it's also called हर्फ तमीम, and there is a and. Previously I have mentioned and when we do not know about a person, or a thing. The articles being used within the sentence are called indefinite articles. So, we have reached on its core idea that when we do not know about a person or a thing, the articles being used within the sentence are called indefinite articles. And indefinite articles, previously I mentioned, it's a and an. Now, let's take definite article. The. Now I will show you something. The definite article harf tarif. Usage, let's see. This is used in the following. When we talk about a particular person or thing, or one already mentioned, or one well known to us, as this is the school. See here, the school. Where I work, place well known of me, and particular place for me, because this is the place where I am working as a teacher. This is the school where I work. Have a look on second one. The car you ordered has been delivered. The car you ordered. It indicates that I have ordered a car. I have seen it. It's known to me. That's why the car you ordered has been delivered. So, my dear students, have a look please. The definite article, and what is its usage? That is used in the following. First of all, I have narrated on one sentence. That's when we talk about a particular person or thing, or one already mentioned. See, talk about a particular person or thing, number one, or one already mentioned, number second, or one well known to us. Example, I have already given you, I have already recited, that is, this is the school where I work, the car you ordered has been delivered. Let's have a look. Rule number second. Before a singular common noun used to represent the whole class. Have a look please. Singular common noun. I'm talking of singular common noun used to represent the whole class. Again, give it a thought please. Before a singular common noun. This is the main thing. And next, representing the whole clause. Again, what an example? The rose is a beautiful flower. The rose is a beautiful flower. Have a look, rose. Representing the entire class. Rose is a beautiful flower. Now, the rule third we do have, before the names of scriptures, newspapers as the Bhagavad Gita. If it's scriptures and newspapers, I will tell you, when it's scripture or newspaper, you ought to use that as an article, like the Bhagavad Gita, the Times of India, the Times of India. Now, what's rule number 4? Before the proper nouns of oceans, have a look please. Rivers, it's also there. Deserts, of course it's also there. Mountains. See, I have encircled oceans, proper nouns. Proper nouns of oceans, rivers, deserts, mountains, etc. Now, there's an example, the Indian Ocean. Proper noun, ocean, proper noun, India. The Indian Ocean, the Indus River, etc. Let's see what's rule number 5. With adjectives of superlative degrees. Adjectives of superlative degrees. Have a look please. For example, he is the best player. He is the best player. Or I can say, he is the closest friend of mine. Closest. It's simply superlative degree. Simply superlative degree. So I was on rule number 5. Now let's have a look on rule number 6 with ordinals. Ordinal. First, second, third, fourth, last. These are all ordinals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on, so forth. These are cardinals. So when there's an ordinal, you better use the article the. For example, China is the first country where from COVID-19 came into being. See, China is the first. Okay, China is the first, because you do have an ordinal first. That's why it's before this ordinal I have used the as an article. Now in the second example I have mentioned over here, he was the last man. Lost is an ordinal, and before its usage there is an article, that's the. He was the last man to leave. So I was on rule 6. Now what's rule 7? Before the musical instruments. When you do have musical instruments, it's there in rule number 7. You go with the article the. Likewise, the drums, the guitar, see, the drums, the guitar. So, number 8, rule number 8, before the names of nationalities, communities and sects. Nationalities. An Indian. No, it's not like that. Nationality, community, and even sects. 3 things. before the names of nationalities like the Paris. Communities, likewise, the Muslims, the Sikhs. So I can say, in a nutshell, we do have some rules, quite handy and helpful. And that's just use the when there is singular common noun representing entire class. Number second, before the names of scriptures and newspapers. Number third, before the proper noun of oceans, rivers, deserts and mountains. Number four, with adjectives of superlative degrees. And we do have with ordinals, with musical instruments, with nationalities, communities and sects. So that's what I'm up to. I have given you a few rules that you need to keep it in mind where we are going to use definite article, so-called the. In Urdu, it's harf-e tarif. Now let me show you next. This is my TLM. So, next one. Indefinite article a and an. Harf tamim. Tamim. Let's see what's it. Rules and usage. Definitely I'm with the rules and usage. That's why before my demonstration I mentioned that it's hard to crack and confusing. So you need to be with the rules. You need to be with accuracy and absolutism. Have a look, please. When you are supposed to use a and an, while in speech you can pronounce a, an. Rules and usage. Have a look. Rule first. A or an is used before singular nouns refer to something in general. Likewise, an early bird, a nice dish. A or an is used before singular nouns to refer to something in general. For example, an early bird. I mean to say something in general. Something in general. It's talk of indefinite. Something in general. Do you know? Here, the listener is unknown. When it was talk of definite articles, the listener is known. Here, the listener is unknown. We are supposed to talk about things that we don't know. That we don't know. That's why it's called indefinite article. That we don't know. While in definite article, we are with a particular thing or specific thing. Here, we don't have any particular thing. We don't have any specific thing or a person. And before launching forward, let me clear my statement that indefinite article is basically unknown to the listener, number one. And number second, we don't talk of any particular or specific thing. That's why. Again, let me repeat my statement again. I mean to say, indefinite article, a and an is used when your listener is unknown, number one, and you are not supposed to talk about a particular or a specific person or thing. What are the rules governing rules and usage? Let's see. A or an is used before singular nouns to refer to something in general. In general, I mean to say, for example, an early bird, okay? An early bird. A nice dish. I am talking of rules. Rules. Usage. I will come to it. I will come on it later on. Now, the rule second I do have to indicate that one member is a representative of the class. Of the class. One member is a representative of the class. For example, a man. A man. Standing for all the human beings. This is rule number second. First rule, something in general. Refer to something in general. And the rule number second, to indicate that one member is a representative of the class. For example, a man. Standing for all human beings. A man. Now the rule number third, we do have to indicate the number 1. To indicate the number 1. For example, a day, a pen. A day, a pen. Now, again, let's have a look. To mean every. To mean every. This is the rule. To mean every. Basically, this is the rule. What's that? An apple a day means every. A day means every day. An apple a day means every day. So, have a look please. To mean every. Rule governing indefinite articles. I'm on it. First rule, when you refer to something in general. Second rule, when you are going to indicate one member is a representative of the class. Number 3, to indicate the number 1. Number 4, to mean every. Every. For example, an apple a day. An apple a day. An apple a day. Here, have a look please. An apple a day. I have encircled my statement. A day. A day means every day. Now, to refer what a thing or a person is. To refer what a thing or a person is. For example, the earth is a planet. Think earth. What is it? Planet. To refer what a thing or a person is. For example, the earth is a planet. Earth is a planet. Okay? What's earth? Earth is a planet. Cricket is a game. What's cricket? Cricket is a game. Is a game. A game. See here, a game. For jobs, a rule. Next rule. For jobs. I'm a teacher. I'm a doctor. He's an engineer. Basically, I'm talking of jobs. Whenever you are supposed to talk about your job, talk about not your job, I can say, whenever you are supposed to talk about a job, article that's supporting your sentence, you ought to use either a, if the sound is consonant, and I still remember the last demonstration of mine when I was teaching sounds. Of course, we do have 24 consonant sounds, and before all the consonant sounds, it's obligatory, vitally important to use a as per its rule. And we do have 20 more sounds of vowels, and again it's vitally important for you all to use an. So have a look here for jobs, etc. For example, I am a teacher. Teacher, job, supported by the article a. He is an engineer. Engineer, job, profession, and supported by an. Have a look here. And so I'm having some rules here. I have depicted some rules. Rule first, rule second, rule third, rule 4, 5, so on, so forth. Now let's have a talk over usage. Usage. I will show you something. If the word begins with a consonant sound, simply use a. I don't think, rather it sounds hyperbolic. I don't narrate things vividly over here. It's already on river form that whenever we do have a consonant sound, of course we are using what? Article a. And when we do have vowel sounds, we have to use an. It's so-called its usage. Now, I think I'm done with articles, with the rules,